We're getting some breaking news on this story. The protests have broken out in several parts of Nepal after the MEA confirmed that Prime Minister Modi will not be visiting Janakpur, Lumbini and other parts of Nepal as part of his SAARC visit. Change in PM's program has triggered protests in Birganj, Rajviraj and Lumbini. Right, you can see those protests in Nepal that have broken out in several parts of Nepal after the Ministry for External Affairs has confirmed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will not be visiting Janakpur, Lumbini and other parts of Nepal as his original plan for the SAARC visit when he was to leave for Nepal. The change in PM's program has triggered protests in Birganj, in Rajviraj and in Lumbini.
जो 9 गते हो गए अलावा कोई डेट पड़ो को इस सरकार से हम चैलेंज करता नहीं कि मोदी जी के फरमान अगर रुकी तो यह अवस्था गंभीर हुई।
Right, those are disappointed protesters in Nepal who were awaiting Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Nepal. Now there has been a change in the program of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He will not be visiting Janakpur, Lumbini and other parts of Nepal as a part of his SAARC visit. Deputy Editor Smita Sharma now joins me on the phone line for more on this story. Smita, the people are very disappointed that there has been a change in Prime Minister's plan to Nepal.
Amita, clearly, Narendra Modi's plans and his cancellation of these plans of travel to Janakpur, Lumbini, Muktinath has further added fuel to the fire in a way to a society in Nepal which is already very deeply polarized at the moment, keeping in mind, of course, the hill versus the Tarai or the Madhesh sentiment, really the plainlands bordering India. And this is where, of course, the protest visuals that we are playing out on our television sets right now for our viewers. These visuals are coming in from areas like, of course, Birganj, from Lumbini. Now, remember when Narendra Modi had announced his decision of actually visiting Janakpur, initially he was supposed to drive down from the Bihar border side to Janakpur, which is almost 35 to 40 minutes of drive. There were protests by some of those other parties, in fact, who were opposing Narendra Modi's visit then because there were apprehensions. There are so-called hill parties, there are so-called conservative parties, and also there are sections who, of course, are the secularists who are wary that Narendra Modi, in a way, might come in there and play the Hindutva card under all these pressures, of course, citing security reasons. And now Narendra Modi's own political commitments. This morning, we saw the MEA spokesperson, of course, confirm that Narendra Modi now will be traveling to Nepal only for the SAARC summit, which is to be held in Kathmandu, where I am right now, in fact, on the 26th and 27th of November. But he is not going to Janakpur, Lumbini and Muktinath. And the moment this news came in, now, of course, these protest visuals coming in from the Tarai regions, the plainlands, where, of course, already there is a dominant Madheshi sentiment of one of alienation, where people think that they do not have an enough adequate representation as far as the political process within Nepal is concerned. Amita?
Right, Smita. Also joining me for more on this story is Kamaljit Sandhu from the capital. Kamal, now what will be the agenda of Prime Minister in the SAARC summit as the meeting has been cut short?
Well, definitely so, and we've seen protests panning out in Nepal. But remember, whatever the Prime Minister's visit is, it's very well planned out, and that is why we saw there was a delay as far as statement coming out from MEA was. There was a press briefing yesterday, and obviously the modalities had not been worked out. We believe the briefing is going to be happening today, but definitely Narendra Modi had made no bones about it. He was interested in going to Janakpur, which is the birthplace of Sita. Then he had other plans for Lumbini and obviously Muktinath. But he's not going there, and we've seen protests now erupting in different parts of Nepal, and these are the people who are saying development is not happening in those areas. But remember, Narendra Modi is not going to make a political statement about this. He's going to stick to his plans. He's going to go to Kathmandu. There are no bilaterals with Pakistan as of now. But remember, this is obviously a shot in the arm for Narendra Modi because it's not just politics happening in India but also in the neighboring Nepal, and people want Modi to really visit those places. What has also been made very clear is that at a later date also would Narendra Modi be interested in going to these places. But at this point of time, clearly he's sticking to the SAARC summit, and the Indian side is obviously saying that this is because of previous commitments and prior commitments. There is also parliament session which is on, which is why Narendra Modi is not going to all these places.
Right, Kamal, hold on. Smita, coming back to you, there have been also security reasons have been cited in Kathmandu, that the security agencies were uncomfortable with the visit of the Prime Minister outside Kathmandu.
Well, Amita, clearly, the ruling government here in Kathmandu right now has been drawing considerable flack for the way it has handled really this entire issue of Modi's visit and itinerary. There was a tremendous confusion. The political leaders, including ministers, have been making statements without really, getting back with the Indian embassy in Kathmandu, without getting in a word of confirmation from there. They've gone out and made these public statements, which clearly showed the way that they were inept in handling this sort of a visit. Narendra Modi, remember, who was in Kathmandu in August, had that very successful visit with that entire focus on the neighborhood and had addressed the Constituent Assembly or the Nepal Parliament here on the floor of that house. He had promised that on his next visit he would like to visit Janakpur, Lumbini and Muktinath. But remember, his visit to Janakpur would have coincided with the mythological day of reference, which is considered to be the wedding between Ram and Sita, which also draws a lot of these tolis from so-called, from of course the VHP that marches all the way up from Ayodhya to Janakpur. These were the issues that were flagged off by some of these secularists who said that this is going to become a debate of secularism versus Hindutva. There was also the question of the hill parties, which essentially are the dominant voices here in the ruling political processes. They were wary that, this might really draw attention. This might really give in a lot of attention, especially to the Madhesi parties, who anyways are mostly alleged of being hand in gloves with, of course, the Indian political system. There is already that existing anti-India sentiment, which a large section keeps on in a way, trying to add fuel to. So amidst all of these anti-Modi protests, pro-Modi protests, now that you see these visuals on TV where you see a lot of slogan shouting, chanting in support of Modi, clearly, it is something which is now overshadowing the SAARC summit by and large.
Right. We're getting you these first visuals on headlines today. You can see on your screens there have been protests in Birbhunj and in Janakpur. You can see effigies being burned. There's been slogans chanting against Prime Minister, who has truncated his visit to Nepal. Kamal, coming back to you. There were reports that there will be no bilateral Indo-Pak meeting on the sidelines of the SAARC summit. Does this put the dialogue between India and Pakistan in cold storage?
Well, definitely so. And after the Foreign Secretary level talks which broke down in August, remember this was this big ticket meeting which could have possibly happened. And remember, as of now, there is no meeting between Nawaz Sharif and Narendra Modi. But definitely the officials are going very much prepared just in case. But at this point of time, Narendra Modi government has made it amply clear that along with ceasefire violations and the way Pakistan has been talking to the separatists, this is something which has not gone on well with the Indian establishment, especially because an olive branch was handed out by Narendra Modi towards the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So obviously they wanted some sort of reciprocity, which has not happened. And as of now, there is no Indo-Pak talk, but the officials are going very much prepared. And remember, we've also seen Narendra Modi and his aide, obviously Rajnath Singh, who made it very clear that Dawood is still very much in Pakistan. And obviously with most wanted list and the slow trial of 2611, which is something that India has been talking about for a long time now. They want Pakistan to walk the talk and really come up to the front and really talk about something really positive for India to go back to them.
Right, Kamaljeet or Sandhu and Smita Sharma, thank you very much for giving us all those details. We'll keep coming back to you.